Our politicians may be bailing on debates faster than, well, sponsors from a Pride Fest, but that hasn't stopped them from getting their message out there in one way or another. We're starting to see the roadside and yard signs popping up again, as well as other traditional formats like the TV ad. Although so far there's only one getting airtime during this general election cycle that we've seen, and that'd be from Senator Mike Crapo. And a lot of you have asked us about it, asking us to fact check it, mostly the part about whether Senator Crapo or where Senator Crapo claims we are no longer self-sufficient when it comes to energy in this country, and whether that's the reason we have the highest inflation in decades. Well, here goes.
Thanks to Joe Biden, food, fuel, everything costs too much.
Sure, things cost more these days, but too much? Well, that's relative.
His energy policies and massive spending spree are driving skyrocketing prices, fueling the worst inflation in decades.
Yes, the last few months we've seen the highest year-over-year cost of goods since 1981, peaking at 9.1% in June. But can you pin inflation on one person? There's the biggest factor, gas prices peaking with more demand coming out of the pandemic and Russian oil embargoes because of their attack of Ukraine. But haven't oil companies also reported record profits recently? The price of gas impacts everything, including increased salaries, which could also be related to the pandemic relief payments. $4 trillion from Trump, $1.9 trillion from Biden. And isn't inflation a global thing, not just an American thing? Much too nuanced to whittle down to one 12-word sentence.
2 years ago, we were a self-sufficient, energy-independent, energy-exporting nation.
Yes, and we still are. Are we talking just fossil fuels or all energy? We did export more oil than we imported for the first time back in October 2019, but we've fluctuated since. By our most recent data, we still export more crude oil than we import. And what about all energy? We still produce more than we consume, and we still export more than we import.
Today, our energy production has been crippled.
Not so much. We actually produce more oil today than we did in September of 2020. Same thing for overall energy.
I'm Mike Crapo. I approve this message.
Yep, that's him.
Let's stop the spending free-for-all, let loose American energy, and fix inflation.
Well, it might already be happening. Okay, so like we said, there's some nuance to energy independence because we've imported some form of energy in some capacity for decades. At the same time, we were producing more petroleum in the United States than we were using back in 2020. We were bringing in 8.5 million barrels of crude a day from Russia. And while that number has been decreasing since 2005, the overall importation of energy, we haven't been energy independent for the last 70 years because, again, there's a lot of factors that go into that. We also asked Senator Crapo and his campaign staff where he got that data to back up his "today our energy production has been crippled" claim, but we've yet to hear back. We fact-checked with data from the U.S. Emergency Information Administration.